Okay, we're back at it. Today's project's going to be to kind of square up these pieces on the ends of the chairs, and then we're gonna chamfer these edges. So let's get started. Okay, this belt sander took care of that in about 30 seconds. Straight flat. Anyways, now I'll get after the chamfered edges with the multi. So this is the multi-tool, and this is what I'll use in between here and here to put an angle on either side of these. So we'll see what it looks like when I give up. Okay, here's an example of the edges getting chamfered. So this is non-chamfer. You see how it looks kind of square, and then when you roll over here, you can see how they look more like individual logs now instead of just a molded piece. So continue on. Okay, so here's kind of a before and after. This is a finished piece. You can see the chamfered edges versus the block look of what we had before we belt sanded and kind of beveled the edges. So continue. Okay, I found a funner tool than the multi-tool. The sander gets after it, but this thing really gets after it. So like I like to say, more tools, more fun. Until you have at least 10 tools out, you're really not doing okay, chair update. I don't know if you can hear with this thing going, so we'll just turn this off. Okay, so we're staining here in the garage. It's really cold outside, so we got to turn this thing into a sauna. And we're staining the chairs in kind of like, let's say, two parts. The other day I stained the tops and the sides and one face. The reason being is you stain them on this side so that the stain can creep down in the nooks and crannies and all the little holes. So we stained them like this and down. It just doesn't get in all the little spots. So this one has been stained on all four sides, and this one and these two just need that one side, and we're good to go. So I thought I would stop and just update you. Oh, here in the background, those are the frames for the chair. So I'll give you a sneak peek there, and then we'll be back when all these are stained and I'm ready to start bolting up the frames. Okay, and while we're on the subject of staining, I wanted to point out the fact that look at how this thing almost looks purple. The stain looks purple, and then, you know, when it's dry, it's definitely that Cordovian brown. So I feel like a jerk because I actually had a guy mix up the Cordovian brown there, and when I saw it in the bucket there, I'm like, that is not this color. But my point is, when you get a stain, you test it and you trust the mix that what's in the bucket is going to give you this. You can't expect that this color is going to be in the bucket. So there's your staining lesson from myself. Okay, so we're back on the chair project, and the red tape is basically a plastic stucco tape I just put on there so that I can move that frame that's been powder coated around and not scratch it. And what I'm doing right now is I'm cutting this wood right here so that it'll fit in this this frame. So we're gonna chop a couple inches. That live edge is coming up. Okay, here we are, chop away. The saw's having a hard time cutting through this 2¼ inch piece of I don't know what this is. Okay, my blade is smoking, so I think that thing's done or very dull, so I'm going to put a new blade in here. Okay, we got a fresh Diablo fine finish here, so let's see what that does. Okay, we're back in the shop and drilling holes for the base piece. So those are the two base pieces that are going to go in this bottom section here, and I made this template that will show me where my holes go. You can see the pattern they've already done on this one, and I'll repeat it on this. So back at you. Okay, some more test fitting. You can see that we have all the holes in the base of the frame here, and our next step is going to be install these pieces of wood and drill those holes. So I'll put the wood in here and size it up. Okay, I am just kind of sizing things up. I'm using this blue tape as a reference to where I'm going to stop double drilling. This is going to have like a zigzag pattern here that tie this in, and then here where there's no block, we'll just go with like the drill pattern will switch to the back here, and that's what will hold this in. And I'm not going to do any drills on the back here because I want when you're sitting in the chair, if you have your hand go over there, and I don't want you to feel the screws. So that's it. I'm going to start cutting this wood right now, and back at it. All right, chair update. It is New Year's Day here in beautiful Copperopolis, and I'm down in the man cave working on the chairs. So the latest and greatest is we got the wood all cut up. In fact, I ran out of wood, and I had to do a acquisition of some more wood. All that wood is going to eventually be used on both these chairs. So believe it or not, this thing sucks up the wood. Those are the base pieces right there, and then these thinner pieces, these are the back section here. And which brings me to, I think I'm done drilling holes in this chair. The red stucco tape paid dividends because I've been dragging this chair all over the place, and I'm fairly confident that the powder coated finish is still in great shape. And the latest I came up with was I'm 132 holes into this chair. So all this along here, and yeah, and then these things are nice and countersunk. So I originally wasn't gonna put screws on here, but because I said, oh, I don't want my hand touching here. Well, the screws, when they're countersunk, they're nice and sunk there. So, but let me show you some of the hardware we're using. This, you remember, this was put the logs together. This actually closed up some of the splits in the wood that probably didn't need to use that. These are going to drill the or screw the sides. So they're going to go through right here, those green ones, into the logs. And these SDS screws right here, those are going to go into the base of the chair and into the, yeah, that's what that'll do. And then these are the latest, these little stainless wood screws that'll go right here, like so. So yes, so that's the latest and greatest, and I'll be back.